Okay, welcome back everybody. It is me, Garmanza92, and we are back today with another MotoGP 23 video. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button and leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and my content if you haven't subscribed already. And if you do subscribe, thank you so much for subscribing and supporting me, my channel, and my videos. And don't forget to hit that all-important notification bell so you don't miss any of them as they drop onto YouTube. So, we are back and continuing our career mode on our MotoGP 23 series. We announced in the last video that we had signed for a new Moto3 team, and our first rival is Ayumu Sasaki. So for Portugal, Argentina and USA, we have got to finish in front of Sasaki in the standings, which isn't no easy feat. Now, something we did notice in the last one, it's best to do all 3 practice sessions just to sort of not get used to the bike, but just to keep in touch with the AI, really. Otherwise, they seem to do some ridiculous race times in the other 3 practice sessions, and the likelihood of you getting through to qualifying 2 are unlikely. So, we're going to do all 3 practice sessions. It's also pretty good for me. I can get used to the bike, etc, etc. Before maybe towards the later end of the stages of this championship, we look at maybe just doing Q1 and Q2. But for now, we want to try and get as used to the bike as possible. So, new season, new start. We've obviously did our debut season in the last video, and then obviously Rookie of the Year. But this is round 1 of our Moto3 season. Full season, I should say. Our Moto3 full season. So, looks like it's pretty standard. You've got the typical sort of bike setup there. We've got our tyre check and our fuel check and something like that. So, we've got medium recommended, so we're going to put medium front on and a hard rear because that is the recommended tyre choice. For now, we're going to go straight out onto track and get some laps under our belt here and see how well we can do around this Portimao circuit. Now, Portimao is not normally one of my strongest tracks, so could be quite interested to see how we get on around here. Hopefully, after the 3 practice sessions that we have, we can be up there at least. Yeah, I'm going to jump right out on track and see how we get on. I will tune back in with everybody once we have finished the 3 practice sessions and we are heading into qualifying. Okay, so safe to say we've got quite a little bit of pace around here. In that session we were a second quicker with a 152.5, but our quickest lap was a 152.1. Their quickest lap was a 153.5. I don't quite know where we've got this pace from, especially round Portugal, but we'll see how it goes. If it continues, we'll up the level a little bit and make them a little bit harder. We still do have a little bit of wiggle room, so here we go then. First time straight through qualifying 2, obviously joined by our teammate as well. Javier Artigas is our teammate, of course, and Ayumu Sasaki is also there. So can we get in front of Ayumu Sasaki on the grid? That is obviously the aim game. We are here to beat Sasaki. So, yeah, let's see how we can get on. One thing we did trial, obviously, in FP1, we were running the medium and the hard compound. Round here, the hard compound doesn't actually warm up. Now, whether that's something to do with the game and a little bit of a bug that people have noticed, but yeah, it wasn't warming at all. We were running around with a cold, hot tyre most of the time. So, I do think we are going to have to go for that soft rear compound in the race. Probably a medium front, because the soft front tyre heats up very quickly. So, yeah. Interesting, but let's see how I can get on around qualifying. First flying lap underway. I'll show you my best lap, of course, as always. Hopefully, it could get us onto the front row, and of course, in front of Ayumu Sasaki. So, here we go then. Coming out of the final corner now. Lovely little drop off this corner. Have to be very easy on the acceleration with the bike picking itself up again. It's very easy to go wide there and get onto them curbs. Even if you touch the curbs a little bit, they will take you off track. They are not the friendliest of curbs. A little bit of a stoppy as we come into this corner. Try and release the front brake nice and early to try and carry that corner speed around this corner onto the power for this heavy brake in turn 3. A little bit too close to this curb on this corner here, look. But not a bad run out of the line. We're going to go to power map in 3 because we want to try and get the best lap time we possibly can here. This isn't a track where you want to be running power map in 3 the entire way round. As you will wheelie in quite a lot of, or coming out of quite a few corners. That front wheel will come off of the ground. One of them being, especially through this corner. Like that. Not ideal through that sector, that was a bit poor. Get as close to that curb as possible. Carry as much corner speed around these corners as you possibly can. Heavy onto the braking with this left-hander as well. Normally run a little bit wide, but not too bad because that means you can get a little bit of a power run down to this corner. Get that rear wheel sliding out there. Onto the acceleration then. About to drop down the hill. Switch it to power map in 3 just as we enter that corner. Here we go, onto the gas. We're looking for a 152. Don't think we're going to get it this time round. We are. 152.5. That could see us take pole position. There has been no other rider within the 152 so far. We are going to try and hold out this lap though. No, we're not because we've buggered the front. Yeah, let's see how that wrap does us. Whether we go back in and try and cool these tyres down and go back out for another flying lap. See if we can do any better than that. But that is one of our second best laps. So not too shabby. Let's see how that stands for qualifying 2 here. Okay, so that lap did see us in pole position, which is a little strange because a lot of them were actually slower than they were in free practice. So I don't really know what's going on here. But yeah, if it starts to get too easy, I'm going to up the levels a little bit. We shouldn't really be this quick to start with. I mean, I know we are in a good team, to be fair. The CFMOTO team isn't a bad team. So our teammate Artigas, however, is down in 14th place. And of course, more importantly, Ayumu Sasaki, our rival for now, has qualified in 7th place. So let's see what sort of, let's see how we can sort of do around this racetrack then. Obviously we are still doing quite a few laps around here, so I won't show the entire Grand Prix, but I'll try and show the start and possibly the finish in little bits in between that. I'm not going to go for the hard tyre, I'm going to attempt the soft. I don't know how well that's going to hold up, but I don't like the way that the hard tyre doesn't warm. Not too comfortable with that. If it means we have to back off a little bit and try and wear out, or try and keep the wear down on that soft tyre, we are going to try as hard as we can. But for now, we are going for that setup. So power map in 3 there, off of the line. We're going to very quickly change that back down to power map in 2. As it is going to cause us problems through the race. But here we go then. We've got our tyres set, medium and a soft. Let's see how many softs. Ivan Artola joining us there with a soft. Diego Moreira, has he got wet tyres on? I'm sure Moreira had wets on then, which is going to be very strange. Joshua Watley joining us with a soft rear, and Romano Fanati joining us with a soft rear. So we're not the only ones going for a soft rear here, which is good to see. I'm trying to see Diego Moreira there. I've got a feeling he's on wet tyres. Okay, here we go then. Clutches in, revs up. I can't really see Diego Moreira's tyres from where we are. Off the line then. Diego Moreira, he definitely has soft. He definitely has wet tyres on. I was going to say soft, but he hasn't got softs on. He's got wets. Why? That was barely off. Why has Diego Moreira got wet tyres on? That is so strange. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I think he's praying for rain. He's dropping through the standings. He's currently 4th, which isn't at all surprising. What chief engineer in their right mind would let their rider go out on a day like this? Glorious sunshine with a wet tyre. Okay, so we're half a second up. We've got 16 laps of this Grand Prix. See our points gap there to Sasaki on the right hand side. Wasn't very good round there at all. The gap is now a second, so going on this pace we have so early in this racetrack, we can ease off a little bit with that wear on that rear tyre. Sasaki is currently 6th. Diego Moreira is nowhere to be seen in the top 8 within the first lap after qualifying 2nd and deciding to come out on wet tyres. I never ever seen anything like that before. In a MotoGP game, I can't see I've ever seen that. Very strange. However, we are pulling away here. 1.2 is the gap now. We can manage our tyres nicely through here with this soft rear that we've got in. Obviously, that is going to help us this early stages of this race. Later stages of the race, obviously, their hard tyres will come into effect. Hopefully we can manage with this soft tyre the best we can by getting a bit of an early lead and then just easing off slightly as we come around some of these quicker corners. Oh, that's a bit wide there. Trying to rely on the front brake a little bit more than what we normally do. One thing is for sure, I think I'm definitely going to have to turn this difficulty up. I think we're running at 85 or 90 at the moment, which is what we were running in the last game, so at the moment the AI definitely isn't as quick. We're 1.8 seconds in front. I mean, I know we've got the soft tyre in, which is helping of course. A 152.8 as a race lap's not a bad lap at all either, to be fair. There we go then. Not using my rear tyre to brake. Just to try and put a little bit of ease on that rear tyre. We'll see what the gap is at the end of this lap. Might be that we fast forward this, because unless we start making mistakes or the tyres drop off massively, I think we're going to win this race comfortably, which means I'm going to up that difficulty to 95 or 100. Up over the waterfall then. Around this left-hander. Up over the top into this double right-hander here. Trying to get as close to that curve as possible. Get that front wheel on the ground. Onto the brakes through here. We are not in a very good position at all. A little wayward. Don't really need to be pushing that hard with a 3-second lead. Here we go then. Okay, that is the first 3 laps of our Portugal Grand Prix. And if I'm honest, we're probably going to cruise this Tyres are still looking pretty good as well. The soft tyre isn't as worn as our medium, which is what we were looking for. I don't know why they have hardly any pace around here. It's very strange. But for now, we are 4 laps into this Grand Prix. Currently sitting in a very tidy position here at the front of this grid, or the front of this Grand Prix, and we are 15 points ahead of Ayumu Sasaki so far, providing we don't make any silly mistakes. That is, so we come round the waterfall one more time. Onto the curbs, which you didn't really want to be on them curbs. Up over the waterfall. Around the left-hander. Now for the double right-hander. Nice and easy on the braking. Trying to go off track. Out of the penultimate corner then. Lost a little bit of time through that sector. That wasn't the best sector in the world. Did a good drive out of that final corner though. Onto this back straight, or onto the start and finish straight. So Ivan Ortola, who is also on a soft tyre, is catching us up here. So I'm going to get my head down. We're just about to start the 5th lap of this Grand Prix. I'm going to get my head down and see if we can clock off some of these laps now. Okay, so we have crossed the line to start our penultimate lap. You can see at the top there we are 6 seconds in front of any AI member. Currently leading this Grand Prix. Difficulty definitely needs to be turned up. Helped by 4 laps at a 1:52. Just been managing the rear tyre. On the right hand side especially of that rear tyre, as you can see, for the last couple of laps. Since lap 10 we've managed at least a 1:53 as we are managing that rear wheel. Tread on that rear tyre. Starting to get a little bit of frame skipping, which is a little annoying. Slightly takes concentration away from it. Yeah, just beginning to drop into the 1:54 lap times as we try to protect this rear tyre. As you can see from the graphic on the right hand side, the right hand side of our tyre is suffering dearly. As I've got to the point where it feels like it's slipping or sliding and stuff like that, getting a bit greasy. Still feels relatively comfortable, but just not prepared to risk it, pretty much. So we come round the penultimate corner to start the final lap of this Grand Prix with a 6.5 second lead. Trying not to get the wheels spinning as much as we normally would do as we come out of here. Okay then, we're going to cross the line with a 6 second lead so far. Last lap was a 1:53.8, so we're around that mark again. Braking heavily into turn 1. Turn 2. And again into turn 3. Nice and easy on the brakes. Take the wide corner. Easy on that rear wheel as we come up here. It does look like the medium front and the soft rear was the option to choose. Ivan Ortola obviously has chosen, or chose that as well. And he has managed to come through a lot of the field. I think he was towards the back, so he's managed to come through a lot of the field there on that soft rear tyre. I did think it was going to be something with that hard rear tyre, but it wasn't going to warm up. And I would have said for a lot of the riders, it hasn't warmed up at all. quality of this video is, this gameplay now is absolutely horrendous, to be fair. Got frames skipping all over the place here. So we come down the hill then, round this left-hander. Not too worried about the tyre wear on that corner. Oh, that's wide. Pick up the late apex, I suppose. Tried to carry a little bit too much speed around there. Out of the penultimate corner, coming down to the final corner. Take a nice long sweeping line here. Soft tyre, not really protesting at all through that, so a good choice there with the medium front and the soft rear. Not many people chose it, but it's worked out for us quite well. We take our first win then. 6.2 seconds, Ivan Otola within a 52.9. I didn't think there was going to be anybody else in that. A 52.7 there for Toba. Be interesting to see what sort of tyres he had. Diego Moreira, unfortunately for him, qualifying second on the grid with them soft tyres. Those medium rain tyres, 26th place. Danny Olgado, unfortunately not finishing. He did crash halfway through, so unfortunately for him. Josh Watley up to 10th place, our teammate in 9th, and Ayumu Sasaki down in 6th place. So we are leading the championship, and Ayumu Sasaki is 15 points down. So at the end of the first race, we are up on our teammate, which is what we needed. So we're celebrating Park Fame for the first time with this team, so that's pretty good. First race out, first race win. I do think we are going to have to turn down. The difficulty ever so slightly, I think. So we pick up some rewards here then. Oh, very little rewards there. That was very minimal. So we have a new message from Davide Munoz, by the looks of it. S-Garmin is living up to the expectations of the start of the season and is putting us in a spot, but the team is certainly already at work to find a solution at Termas. We're doing well, but we know that the other teams would like ours to close the gap. We'll continue to work hard as always to do better. Go with that. Go with that. So there we are. Isn't much we can do at the moment. Excellent relationship with Suzuki, that helps. We have got Rising Star, so we are in the Rising Star category now. To a point where we could probably get a job at Leopard, but I don't really see the point in leaving the team. Bike development then. We got a neutral packs will be available after the summer break, so we can't really do anything till the summer break. Wow, okay. Yeah, relationships with KTM drivers isn't brilliant, but it's not too bad, I suppose. It's neutral at the moment, but then we haven't really had the chance to talk to any of them as of yet. But that is our first Grand Prix done and completed with a win there. We'll look at upping the difficulty of the AI a little bit. We're running 5 degrees over what we were running in MotoGP 22, so yeah, we'll up that a little bit more and see if they're a little bit more competitive. But with that being said, I hope you liked the video and you enjoyed the racing. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button and leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and my content if you haven't subscribed already. And if you do subscribe, thank you so much for subscribing and supporting me, my channel, and my videos. And don't forget to hit that all-important notification bell so that you don't miss any of them as they drop onto YouTube. And with that being said, I shall see you all in the next video.